So you ask this question all the time. I get this question all the time. How do I put more spin on the golf ball? Well, the first thing is you got to have the right golf ball. I've talked to you about that before. You got to make sure that it's a ball that is a premium ball that spins. I prefer Titleist, as you clearly are aware, but you need to make sure that you've got that kind of a golf ball. And the second is you got to have the technique. I want to talk to you about the technique because this is vital. First thing people do when they do this, they want to put more spin on the ball. They want it to stop faster. The ball position ends up getting moved forward. This is not what you want to do, but this is what you do. So you get up here like this, you take the ball, you put it forward in your stance like that, then you hit this shot, kind of scoop it a little bit, you chuck it up into the air, the thing lands and you go, oh, wow, I hit a good shot there. That's not how you want to get it done. That ball there launched at about 32 degrees. What you want to do is you want to keep this thing launching sub 30. Putting the ball forward doesn't solve that problem. In fact, it actually creates a bigger problem. I want to see this thing launching in like the 26 to 28 range. I want to put that ball back in the stance. And I want you to feel like when you're hitting that shot, you're trapping this thing out with your chest staying down to the shot. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'm going to build into getting this this spin. First thing that we're going to do is we got to launch it. So now what I'm doing is I'm keeping my chest in that shot, and I'm launching that thing out. That thing launched at 24 degrees, 23.7 degrees. So your chest and its position to the golf ball is really important. I want that golf ball played off that trail ear. That's what I want you thinking about, okay? So we're going to play that off the trail ear. Now, next thing is, I want you to open up the club face. So many of you think that if you open the club face, you're going to hit a ball that's going to go up into the air. That is not necessarily true. You are going to hit it with more loft, but that doesn't mean that it's going to launch higher. So open up that club face, put that ball off the trail ear, and then we're going to go here. And now we hit that shot. Now watch this one. Watch this spin. Oh! Now come on up to the front and look at what happened. So I open up that club face, ball off the ear, launched it at 26.9 degrees, right in that area that I'm trying to get. Spin rate's at 91.55, call it 9,200, and that ball stopped. That flew 65, which was the length that I want the shot. It spun back about 2 yards, so I had control over that spin. I'm trying to hit a shot that's going to be spinning over 9,000 RPMs. That's what I'm trying to go for every time I hit the shot. And by the way, this is with my 53-degree wedge. This is not a 60-degree wedge, a 58-degree wedge. This is a 53-degree wedge. But when I open it up, I'm gaining that loft that I'm looking for. I'm also getting a little bit more bounce in that club, right? So if I take this one, this has 10 degrees of bounce. If I take it and I open it up, and I don't know exactly what I play it at when it's open, but let's say it opens up to 60 degrees. I've increased the bounce on that club, but I've also widened that sole. So now I've got some good glide going on in that shot. Important to be able to get that as well. Okay? Now, my goal is going to be able to is to try to get this thing to about 10,000 RPMs. That's going to be my goal here. Okay? So right now I'm about 9,200. Now, what I'm going to do from here is, again, ball's going to be back, club face is going to be open. But this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my path is a cut path. So I'm going to feel like my club is going right across this and cutting. I am also, too, by the way, going to aim a little to the left of this. So I'm cutting this. And now when I hit this cut, oh! Man, that couldn't have been any better. Now come on up to the front there because this is also fun. Now I've added that cut spin. But what happened to my backspin? That one there went up to 98.63. So that one landed at 64.5 and spun back 3 yards. I increased that backspin by getting more side spin, 1,600 RPMs of curve of right spin. But the ball's not going to slice. It's a sand wedge. It's going 65 yards. It doesn't have enough distance to curve offline. So you can aim a little bit to the left. The face being open, it's going to deflect to the right, but it's going to have a ton of spin. And look at my launch angle, 27.4. So face is open, swinging across, steepens that angle of attack. It doesn't launch at 32. So now how am I going to get this extra spin to get this to 10? I got to get it to 10. How do we do it? So, what I like to do is this little kind of maneuver. I call it a maneuver. What I want to do is when I'm coming through, I want to feel my hands staying in a over-under relationship. So this is over the top of this. My glove hand is on top of my trail hand. So when I'm coming through, I'm not letting this happen. So when I let this happen, I'm going to wipe backspin off. When I let this happen, now all of a sudden, I'm going to get some more spin. So open, across, and make sure I've got the under-over going on here. Let's see what we can get. Okay, so that one spun back. So that had some juju on it. Now, what's my number? So now all of a sudden I'm at 10,500. I got it done. That combination of those three things. So I had my cut spin. I'm swinging that across, but I'm adding my maneuver, the over-under. So this is on top of this. This is under my right hand, under my left hand. All of a sudden that face stays even more open. There's no rotation whatsoever out of that club. I'm not letting that toe turn over. That spin goes to 10.5. Plenty of backspin there. Exactly what I want. Now, did the ball launch any higher? No, it launched right around 26 again. So I got consistent launch angles from a back ball position there. The ball's launching out. I'm aiming to the left. It's going to curve a little bit to the right. It might even spin a little bit to the right, but it's not going to curve yards. It's going to curve feet, foot, maybe two, depending upon the length of the shot, right? But 65 yards is not dramatic. It's not a lot. So it's not going to curve a tremendous amount, but I am going to get that backspin that I want. And look at that side spin. That one's at 16.25, about the same as the one before. So that's talking about the consistency. So as we do this and we're coming through here, I want you to feel this. I want you to feel your chest staying over the ball and opening up. So you get in here, that ball's off your right or your trail ear. It stays there. You let this chest stay on top, which might even feel like you're moving forward. Stays on top. That'll create a steeper angle of attack. Come in here. That's going to launch it lower. Make the maneuver. And all of a sudden, you're going to get some spin. We'll do one more here. I know many of you are thinking, well, how much do I open it up? This is also an individual thing, right? When I open it up, I look at the leading edge of the golf club there. And when I open that leading edge up when I'm hitting the shot, I want it to be pointing right about to my toe. So where my toe box is, right there on my shoe. So I've got the ball back. Toe box is right there. Aiming a little bit to the left. Chest, and then maneuver. And you can see the cut. There you go. And let's look at what we got here. And this is the consistency of performance that is going to come with the practice. You got to put the time in. But look at what happened. So backspin over 10,000. Got it again. That ball position back is not affecting my spin. It's not like, see, many times you think, well, if I move it forward, I'm going to get more backspin. No, that actually, it didn't happen. I put it back there off my trail ear. It didn't decrease spin. I actually increased spin. Why? Because that club face is open. I got that going with that right side spin. That was at 1,700, so that's up a little bit. Went across there, launched that thing at 27.8. So everything is under 30, and in my situation, I'm between 26 and 28, which is exactly what I'm trying to get. That ball carried out to about 66, rolls back to about 63.5. So you're talking about almost 9 feet of backspin on that with a 53-degree wedge. I'm not playing it at 53. It's a 53-degree wedge. And so, if you want to get better with your spin, you've got to do these things. As I said before, position of the ball, right off that trail ear. I tend to put a little bit more weight on the forward leg. You can or you can't, doesn't matter to me. But you got to make sure that stays off that trail ear. Then what you're going to do is you're going to feel like that chest is covering that golf ball and opening. When you start swinging left with that opening, you want to make sure you got the maneuver. Tell your buddies, you got to maneuver. It's over, under. Over, under. This one here, boom, coming through just like this. Trail palm up into the air. So we come through, and it's a cut shot. And when you hit that cut shot, you're going to get some curve. Not a lot. Again, it's going to be just a little bit. So you're aiming slightly to the pull side there. And with the club face open, it's not going to necessarily launch there. It's going to launch a little bit to the pull side, but not tremendous amount. Certainly not enough that you have to play. But you have to account for that backspin. And that's how you're going to get that shot to cooperate. That's how you're going to get that backspin. And that's how you're going to impress all your buddies with the maneuver. Share the maneuver, and you're going to have some real fun. To improve all parts of your game, subscribe to my channel and click the link below.